Praise the Lord, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Love Story. We are your hosts, Elder Chris and Minister Kimberly Graham. Again, we thank God for you all. She's laughing because I told her to leave the camera the way it was.
He did tell me to leave it alone.
She started messing with it, and now it's going up, it's going down, and just leave things alone. It was fine the way it was. But anywho, welcome, guys. Praise the Lord.
Welcome, everybody. In my defense, for all the ladies, it's about angles. I'm just saying. It looked like it was a little high. It was a little too.
It was fine the way it was.
Anywho, this
welcome
time he was right. So welcome.
Of the love arguments. No.
Okay, no.
Love story.
Keep it fellowship. No. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. We're so glad to have y'all back for another episode of The Love Story. So listen, y'all know what to do. You've been here before. If you have not been here before, this is the time where you get to shout out your name, your counsel, your bishop. Hey, Brittany. Hey, girl. Hey.
What up, Britt?
Rep your counsel. Shout us out. Tell us where you watching from, where you're joining us from. We are about to spend the next 60 minutes or more if it get good. Hey, 60 minutes together, and we want to participate with you. But in order to do that, got to know who you are. So please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube fam. Shout out to our YouTube fam. We don't ever talk to our YouTube fam. We always say Facebook.
That's true. We're on YouTube as well.
We're on YouTube as well. Shout out to our YouTube fam. And we want you all to like and subscribe. There is nobody better to us anyway than our pastor. Shout out to our pastor, Suffolk Bishop Jesse Richardson Jr. And our First Lady Evangelist Denise Richardson.
Yes.
Hey, Aisha.
What's going on?
We just came back. I sound hoarse, y'all, if I say I am hoarse. The women of my church attend this annual retreat in Palm Springs, California every year. It is hosted by, I call her Auntie Angie, but Pastor Angela Brunson in San Diego, and it's called Women in Red. Women in Red retreat this year was bananas. And when I say bananas, you hear people say, such and such retreat was good, such and such retreat was good. It was great. But listen, it was bananas when you come off or the mountain or from the desert, and the next day, before you could even open up your eyes, the enemy starts testing everything you learned. Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm hoarse. But we're going to make it do what it do. Hey, Chris, what's up? So, you know what?
So excited to have the prophets of, oh, Jesus. Listen, I'm not a prophet. I'm just a Chris, and I'm happy just being Chris.
We're going to get off y'all. Y'all keep joining. Y'all keep welcoming each other. Y'all keep throwing y'all stuff in the comments. Rep your councils, rep your church. But listen, tonight, wherever you're watching from, sun's still up a little bit here in LA. Little bit. Hey, India. All right, shout out to the NDC. Whoop, whoop. Pastor Springfield. Yep.
Bishop Weeks. All right.
So, yes, great. Amen. Praise God. Hallelujah. We are going to bring on this phenomenal couple. Now, listen, y'all. This couple is not strangers, or they are not strangers to the IPYPU. Y'all are going to see who they are in a second. But they have an amazing story. We're going to laugh a lot today, y'all. So make sure y'all participate with us. So we are going to bring them on. We have an amazing dynamic duo in the persons of Mark and Brittany Spellman.
How you doing?
I want that Saturday Night Live. Bing, 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 bing. No, right. That's not Saturday. That's not Saturday.
That's the wrong show.
Wah, wah. I know. I'm old. Hey, Victory Point.
All right.
Victory Point.
VP. All right, Florida's in the house.
What up, Ed? Florida's in the house.
Man. Yes, sir.
All right, welcome, y'all. Welcome to the Love Story officially.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're going to have some fun tonight. I hope y'all ready.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We ready.
Oh, yeah.
All right. First of all, Brittany, I didn't get to say I love your braids. Mine is coming out, but yours is cute, girl. Mine is cute too.
Yours is cute too, but mine's coming out too. So.
Okay, we good.
We on here.
Y'all, I had some issues this morning. I mean, in the show prelim, I had to get it together. Ashley was helping me out.
You all set.
All right. All right. Hey, Jess. Hey, Ashley. We just
What
got
up,
some of our
Jess?
folks out.
What up, Scene?
What up, Sin?
So what's going on?
All
Good.
right. So now that we got y'all in here officially, we said that y'all were not strangers to the IPYPU because, Mark, what do you do?
I'm the drummer for the IPYP band. So
All right. Yes, sir.
shout
Now, let
out
me
to
tell
my
you who-
brothers. My brothers Dylan, Athol, David,
Yeah, yeah.
Omari White, OG.
Yes,
Omari,
sir.
that's my
There.
brother. I
Yes,
love
sir.
me some Omari. He loves me.
me.
My son knows who you are because my son is a drummer, but he was like, "Oh, Mark." I'm like, "Yes."
Okay, okay.
We are interviewing the Spellmans. All right, so we know you to be the drummer, but listen, you got a whole wife.
I do.
She cute too.
She fine.
Thank you.
And she fine. Look, that's cute.
Handpicked
All
by
right, so
God.
why don't y'all tell us a little bit about yourselves? We just know you to be a drummer, but sometimes what happens is we get people and we're like, oh, he's the drummer, or she's this, or she's that. We know them by what they do and don't get a chance to know them for who they are. And so we want to get to know a little bit about y'all. So why don't y'all give us like a brief little intro hits, quick hits about yourselves, and then we want to dig into how y'all met.
Okay.
For sure. So Mark Spellman, 35 years old. We're from Connecticut, originally in the Connecticut District Council. Now we're part of the Northeast District Council.
Woo.
Our pastor is Pastor David Eady. We're part of Victory Point Church.
Yes.
So yeah, I have a daytime job, so I'm not just a full-time musician. I'm a manager by day, so I work for our state's health insurance marketplace. So I manage a good amount of people on the daily. So that's my daytime
I'm the
job.
director of patient access for a large FQHC. So when you said health insurance,
Okay.
Let's go.
We gotta talk.
come on.
Yeah. So yeah, originally I'm an athlete as well. So I used to play basketball growing up. So
Sweet.
now I'm kind of on the retired end, being 35 and all. So yeah, we just work things out together.
I'm retired
Like
at
to
35.
35.
Everybody's not LeBron James, so I don't got
LeBron
that.
James should have retired at 35, but we won't get into it.
No. I'm a Laker fan, so I can't have that. I can't have that.
Right,
That's all right.
right. Die hard right here.
Whatever.
I'm Brittany Spellman. My maiden name, Brittany Bouye. I'm 34 years old. Like he said, grew up in the Connecticut District Council, born Pew baby since I was young. I sing on a praise team, sang on a choir, all of that good stuff. And also I was in track a little bit in high school, did a little track.
Right.
Yeah, now I'm a mom and I work from home. I'm in health insurance as well, grievance and appeals department. I do a lot of the back work, a lot of writing letters and, appealing. Ozempic is big right now, I'm letting y'all know.
Indeed.
It is huge.
Ozempic and Wegovy.
Wegovy, yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's what I do all day, every day, besides being his wife as well, and a mom as well too. So that's a little bit about me.
I love it. I love the fact that you guys both grew up in Connecticut and you both grew up in the same council. Did you guys go to the same church? You go to the same church now, but you didn't start off that way.
Right.
Correct. Yep. Originally, I went to Christ Church of Deliverance, number 1. Bishop Frederick Jackson is the pastor now.
Is there a Christ Deliverance Church number 2?
There is 2, yeah, in Rhode Island.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yep.
Got the numbers.
All right.
Right. Yep.
If there's a number 3, we're gonna have a conversation about this. But I'm just saying. Okay, so you were at Christ Deliverance, and then Mark, where were you?
I was at Pentecostal Assembly in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Okay, so but neither one of y'all were
both
at
churches in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yes, both of them are in Connecticut. Yep.
Okay. And so when you guys, how did you guys meet?
We met in our council, actually.
Yep.
Brittany, did you see him playing the drums?
I did, girl. I did
Girl.
see him. I saw him playing the drums, but I was always warned to stay away from the musicians.
That's all I'm saying. I was like,
that's what was told to me.
I was just minding my
With
business.
you being on the Brent,
I
with
was
you being
minding
on
my
the
business.
with you being on the praise team, did you all ever work together prior to
Oh.
knowing each other?
Oh yes.
Okay.
It was more so later.
Later on,
Yeah,
yeah.
later on.
Oh, okay.
Got you.
Yeah.
I love Melissa said,
Okay,
Missy knows. She knows the
Easy.
story.
Okay, well then tell us the story because I want to hear everything. What y'all call her? She got to say. I want to hear everything. Okay, so you sing on a praise team. You're playing the drums. So how did y'all officially meet?
So shout out to Facebook, honestly.
Wow.
You know
Okay.
what? The
It's
online
the
ministry.
the Facebook hookup.
And went down in the DMs. So
I'm telling you,
it
that's where we at. It's the DMs.
Right.
was just Messenger at that point. That's when you can
Okay.
do the chat box.
Mhm.
Right.
But yeah, I first saw her. It was around, I think, like 15.
15 years.
I was like 15.
Okay.
So I had saw her. It was like one of the Sunday school outings, and I saw her at the bowling alley. I'm like, I never saw her before. Like, interesting. I might, have to find out who that is. So, like I said, shout out to Facebook. We became Facebook friends. Kind of just started chatting from there, and then ever since then, we were just friends for years. So it wasn't even nothing like romantic at first. I knew I was, I always had an attraction to her, but that's kind of where it stayed for a while.
Okay, so first of all, Sunday school outing.
Yes, bowling alley. We always used to love to go bowling with our Sunday school department for the
That's so
CBC.
cute.
Yeah, so that was our first time seeing each other.
Yep.
I had glasses, had the high socks with the uptown and a jeans
Oh, wow.
shirt.
The slouch rolls. Got
Yeah, listen, it was bad.
I probably
well,
had
apparently it wasn't that bad because Mark was looking. He
Right.
said,
Brother was
Okay.
checking you out, huh? Bowling alley.
Right.
Right.
Look, did you notice him at the bowling alley?
So
Be honest.
I am.
Mark was like, "Don't get on here."
Right. In the beginning, I knew of him, but I didn't really notice him in that way. He was friends with my close friends with my sister at that time too. So I knew of him, but in that way, I didn't really notice him at that time.
Okay. So Mark, you noticed her at this bowling alley, but you've known her for a while. So what was different about this bowling alley?
Yeah, because you guys knew each other at what age? 15, 16?
So yeah, my first time seeing her was 15, so I didn't know her prior to that.
Okay,
But when I
okay.
saw her, it was like I saw her like in amongst of other people that I knew, but I never saw her. So I was
Gotcha.
like, okay, like who is
Wait,
this?
hold on. Ladies.
Hold on.
Did
Hold
you
your
catch that?
phone.
Did you catch that?
Hey,
He said, I
that'll
didn't see
preach.
her.
That'll preach.
Some of y'all need to check this.
Listen.
He said, I didn't see her.
That'll preach.
Okay, I'm coming. Come on. Mark out here helping the fellas. Come on, sir.
Hey.
Preach, man. Preach.
Pursue.
So when you saw her,
Yes, sir.
mhm,
Uh-huh.
so now you've seen her.
Mhm.
How did you come about approaching her? Like this is you're interested. You want to let her know what happens.
So I think when we first saw each other, it was just a regular hi and bye greeting, like nice to meet you. And then, like I said,
You was lying.
no, seriously,
It was.
simple. It was
And
like,
I mean, it was nice to meet her for you. For
Right.
sure.
right,
Right.
yeah. She wasn't checking the brother like that,
You
but
wasn't checking the brother out.
yeah, but yeah, like I said, once we got back home, we found each other on Facebook, and we just kind of were friends for years. So it wasn't even something that was like constant from year to year all the way up until we actually got together.
Mhm.
But we'll get into that, that part of the story. But yeah, and the initial was just kind of innocent hi and bye, regular greeting, and then we found each other later.
Okay,
Wow,
so
wow.
between regular greeting,
Mhm.
hi and bye, you were
Mhm.
really good friends with her sister,
Mhm.
and Brittany at this point hadn't really checked for you yet. She knows
Right.
you, but she hasn't checked for you. Were y'all dating other people? I mean, you were growing up, so you were young, but I'd imagine you were dating other people and kind of getting to know yourselves.
Yes. Yeah, I think that was a period of me getting to know myself. And then I started dating. It was dating, not really bringing home to dad and mom. Like, this is my
I was gonna say, what did that
boyfriend.
look like? Because y'all grew up in church.
Yeah.
Were you saved dating?
Yes.
Look, here's the question: saved dating,
Mhm,
dating saved,
mhm.
or I'm saved on Sunday and I'm dating today.
Oh, no, when
three
I was-
different things.
Yeah, it is. When I was 15, I was saved and dating.
Same.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, I got saved in 2005, so I was 15 at that time in December. So yeah, I was saved and dating. Wasn't anybody I was bringing home to mommy and daddy. my father's a preacher, so I was kind of like scared of him. I didn't want to bring nobody around for my dad to see. But
15 and dating with a pastor as your daddy. How that work?
but the thing is, okay, let's clarify what dating is. So
Yes.
at 15, my dating was, that's my boyfriend. We talking on the phone. You know, I see that's what I mean by
Help the
I see
people.
you at school.
Yeah,
I see you at school. I see you at church.
and camp. You know,
Write notes.
Okay.
you know, that whole thing. So that was my dating.
Sunday school bowling. Got you. Okay, good.
Right. So at that time, yeah, I was dating, but the person I was dating wasn't in church. So he wasn't in church, didn't grow up in church or anything like that. So yeah, that was my story at that time, but still trying to find myself and
Right.
be saved in the midst of that as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mark, what about you?
Yeah, same in high school. I was definitely more innocent, angel like saved, and not corrupted by
The drummer?
Hey, I was only 15.
He was one in a million. I'm sorry.
For sure.
Yes, I was sweetly saved at that age.
I
So
love sweetly saved.
I love it. I love it.
so yeah, I dated girls in school, like the simple dating, the little movie dates and writing notes in between classes and stuff like that. Nothing
You remember
major.
the days, if you like
Was it
me,
math?
check it.
What's it
No,
called, math?
they weren't even doing if you like me and check
Yeah.
in 2005. 2005, we got married. So,
Yeah.
Ben, no,
He said
you
those
know them
words.
drummers.
Save,
Say,
save.
you
Yes,
shut up,
sir.
Ben.
That's sir, bro.
Save.
Oh, she ain't lying when she said 1 in a million. Okay,
Amen.
the angel like say he came down from heaven.
Yeah.
All right, so now y'all growing up. You 15, y'all save, y'all know each other, y'all are moving through life. And what happens? Like, you guys don't go to the same school. Do you go away to college? Do either one of you go to college?
So originally I was supposed to go to University of North Carolina, Greensboro, but my parents talked me into staying in state because they were like, nope, you stay right here. So
I hear so. I feel like we need to have deliverance after this. Did you really want to go to North Carolina?
I really did.
She said,
I really did.
she said, but my parents,
but yeah.
they started rocking. You ain't rocked this whole time. No,
Right. But I see why I didn't go. So
Good.
I'm glad I was stayed in Connecticut, Southern Connecticut State
So
University.
mom and dad heard from the Lord on that one. huh?
They knew.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
connected.
yeah.
They knew. So yeah, I went to Southern Connecticut State University, which is in Connecticut and New Haven, Connecticut.
I stayed local as well, so I stayed in Connecticut as well, so I didn't go far.
So y'all were able to stay in touch by this
Yeah.
time.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
So now that you both gone to college, you guys aren't together at this point, right?
No.
So what does
Just
dating look like
friends?
now? Right.
Just friends or
Just friends. Yeah, just
Okay.
Just
friends.
friends.
By at this time, I started to notice you a little bit. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Look at Mark.
Mark, he look a little different now, huh?
a little different.
Right, right.
A
right.
little more bass in my voice. Okay.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I started
Yes,
to
sir.
notice him a little more. But at that time, I was in a relationship, a serious relationship at that time. So, I noticed, but I, kept my distance and stayed where I was at that time. So I really didn't date like that, but I was definitely in a relationship during that time.
Okay.
Mhm.
How long were you in a relationship before?
A long time.
Okay.
A long time. So it was somebody I met when I was younger.
Got-
Oh, wow.
Younger, meaning like 10, 11 years old. So
Oh, wow.
Okay.
yeah.
Y'all knew
so-
each other for a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was a long time with that person. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
interesting because oftentimes when you meet someone as an adult
hmm
that you've known for years and then you begin to date, it can almost appear or you can almost think that this is who I'm supposed to marry. This is fate,
Right.
right?
There you
Because
go.
this is what I know.
Yeah.
Or this is, it can't be coincidence.
Yeah.
Right.
So
right.
it's interesting that you would be in a relationship for a long time and and that wasn't the one.
That wasn't the one.
When did you realize?
Mhm.
Well, I don't want to look. I'll hold that question so we can.
Okay. Okay.
Mark,
Skip
how
ahead,
was you
skip ahead.
doing during this time?
I really didn't date much in college, honestly.
I believe you because you were sweetly saved. You know,
Sweetly.
I just I imagine Mark got an altar in the door.
So that's the new term.
I'll alter
Hashtag
at the door.
Sweetly saved.
So by college, you know, my attire was starting to get a little more
Mm-hmm.
filth on it.
A little
So
drippy.
that's when my eyes started to get open to,
Mhm.
you know,
Okay.
a lot more. But yeah, I really didn't have like any what you would call girlfriends or whatever. It was just getting to know people and kind of just having fun in college, really. But no,
So
no.
situationships.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'd say my last 2 years in college. Yeah, I had a situation.
Not good enough to bring home to mama.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
Gotcha.
Not Cheryl Dansby.
Were they sweetly
met-
saved as well?
She met a couple, but it was nothing. Yeah, I didn't really in college. I didn't really talk to many females in church, so
Okay.
it was just
Living
women around.
that college life, experiencing
Yes.
in college and doing what college students do.
Yes, sir.
Pause for the cause though, because we have an 18-year-old in college. Please trust and believe your mama is all kinds of crazy. Just don't forget that. Don't forget that.
Listen.
All right, back to the show. So
Listen to mama.
Right.
listen to mama. Or I catch a flight. We catch a flight and catch these hands. That's how it works. So now you guys still have been friends. You've grown. You've dated. And Brittany, you've been dating someone. When do you two have a meeting of the minds? Because Mark already was checking for you, Brittany, but when do you now realize, hey, we might want to give this a shot? Or who helps y'all? Does somebody help y'all? Because the last, besides Facebook, does somebody say, y'all two should meet? These holy hookups. Yeah.
So shout out to my sister who's on here, Chelsea Bouye, and to Melissa Missy Mims. They already knew we all were very tight. So they already knew, that Chelsea was close with Mark and she talked to Mark. So they already knew that, he had something for me. And then that's when I opened up.
Out to the sister.
Come on,
Ow!
To the sisters. But they knew already. So that's what, sparked my, I was like, you know what, I'm checking for him a little bit too, kept my eyes open. And at a certain time, that's when I broke up with my previous relationship. So then that's when my interest heightened a little more. So I was like, oh, okay.
God's timing, man.
God's timing. 100%.
Look at Mark. He's so saying God's timing. It was God's precedent.
Yes, it was. And I like to say it was when my appetite changed on what I wanted. What I wanted.
That's what I wanted to talk about. So
let's talk about the appetite. So elaborate on that a little bit.
So I would say in the beginning, I wasn't looking for anybody, a guy in church, a man in church. Didn't see that for myself at that time. Even though I grew up in church, I didn't see that for myself. But
her eyes were enlightened.
Yeah, there you go.
Were you adamant against men in church?
I was
tell the truth.
No, I wasn't adamant. I just felt like at that time I
love the Lord released him to go for it.
I really didn't see anyone that would caught my eye. Or I was like, maybe it's not for me here in the church. Maybe outside. Yeah. So that's when I tried that, and I was just like, And then I was still trying to be saved and.
So were you trying to get him from the outside and bring him on the inside and get him saved? Did y'all have the mothers?
No. So honestly, no, I was not.
Okay. Sis said, I'm gonna take you as you is.
Yeah. I was not trying to get them in church and try to, get them saved. But I would say my mindset changed of what I wanted. So I went talking to these different guys. I'm like, I still can't be Brittany, truly who Brittany is. And Brittany loves the Lord. Yeah. Brittany wants to be saved. I couldn't truly be myself with the other guys that I was talking to. So I think that kind of heightened when I met Mark. He spoke to that part of me of like, no, we in this together. You be saved. You be who God has called you to be. So I think that's when my appetite changed. I'm like, you know what? I'm not running anymore. I love it.
And you know what? I think that speaks to singles because sometimes, like, I get a lot of questions. How did you know when it was the time, or how did you know you were ready? And listen, that's a good example. Listen, my appetite just changed. I got to a point where, I was just tired of doing what I was doing, just ready to settle down. And so I love it. The appetite changed. Love
It
it.
changed. Yes.
Love it.
Well, the appetite changed, and what God was serving was better. I'm just saying. You,
I mean,
That
you
part.
know,
Man,
give Mark
get you
some credit.
that
Give the
part.
brother some
a
credit.
drummer. Get you a drummer,
part.
man. Tell you.
He was the one sanctified drummer.
Right.
he blessed
right.
me real good. I mean, he blessed me real good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So now, Mark, what about you? So we know, Brittany's appetite has changed, and she's starting to look towards you in a different way. But she said that you had a lot to do with her appetite changing and her really understanding who she is. Shout out to, first of all, to the singles that are listening
Right.
Yeah.
to what Brittany said.
Right.
He helped
That's
her
key. That's
find
key.
out who she was.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
That right there is a whole word.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
So, Mark, what was you? Because you sweetly saved. I'd imagine Brittany had to come with the sign from God. It had to almost been like a burning bush. I want to hear what the.
So I want to say, like, even in that midst of, like, while I'm still out living my college life, even after I graduated, I thought I would kind of like chill from that college mentality of, having fun, the wrong kind of fun, and in the midst of that. But I did say, like, that my next relationship would be my last. So I knew when it was time to really come home and bring somebody home to mom, I'm like, I got to get right with God myself. And I also have to make sure that who I'm getting with is, we're properly aligned. We always talk about being unequally yoked, but it's more than just, more than just, oh yeah, we both go to church, but you actually have to have that same, desire. Like, where's your goals? Are you ready? Are you ready to present to God of what you have for yourself as a couple? So
say that last line one more time for the people in the back.
So you have to present yourself as a couple to God, and what you present as a couple, because it's bigger than just you liking each other and you getting butterfly feelings, but you actually serve a purpose.
Yes.
As a couple, to be examples to other couples, to be examples to singles. It's a testimony in itself of how you function inside of your house, outside of your house, all of that. So I just knew, like, at that time, like, nah, even if I gotta be the one to kind of take that step forward, let me be the man and make and be the example of what the walk should look like.
Yeah.
So
That's what's up.
I love it.
Hey, Doc, you helping the fellas out tonight, man.
Mm-hmm.
You help them out tonight. That's rich,
Yes.
man. Yes, sir. That's the way you do it, man.
Yeah, because you make a good point, is that one of the things that couples often don't talk about is that you do have to present when you're at that altar. It's family and friends in the audience, but it's God at the altar.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's the one that we really need to say. We believe that you have ordained this and that you have blessed this, and so we are coming together as one to accomplish the purpose, not that you just have for us individually, but that you have for this union.
Yeah.
Right.
If we're gonna bear fruit, please don't bear no bad fruit.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then you got these bad kids running around. No, I'm just playing. But
That's the bad fruit, huh?
that's the bad fruit. These bad kids.
The back.
No, but you're right. And to go back to, I think you and Brittany kind of alluded to it. You can't just go. Shut up, Ed.
Not Steve.
I
ain't read the book.
Can't say it, Ed. But you can't just rely on the fact that they go to church.
Right.
Because that's, at this point, everybody go to church.
Everybody.
The president go to church 3 times a year.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
it's
That's
almost
not good enough.
Yeah,
It's not.
it has to be a relationship. So now that the two of you have grown, because when you were talking, Mark, what I heard is when I was a child, I did childish things, but I put those things aside. You've grown up. You both grew up. And so now you both checking for each other. What does this look like? We already know Chelsea and Missy. Sorry, Chelsea and Missy. I don't know y'all. I'm calling y'all by y'all nickname. No,
Right.
What is, Chelsea and Missy that helped you out? Mark, you seem like you had the best wingman women ever, because you definitely pulled a whole meal, right? So now that you guys have grown up, what does that look like as an adult couple or an adult trying to enter into a relationship that is God-centered?
So I I feel like the last approach was just being honest, and I feel like the other times that we talked, I never like actually asked her out like, oh, let's go out on a date. You know, it was always just like just chatting and stuff like that. So I was more intentional with trying to, okay, let's actually try to do something. So we went out on the first date. Went to like what was it, Chinese buffet?
Because Chinese college student, Chinese.
That's not crazy.
Listen,
That was
okay.
me.
Check.
Right.
Listen, it could have been Chinese buffet or Cheesecake Factory.
Right.
Listen.
Right.
The simple thing.
Yeah. We had a great first date, laugh, talk. We remained consistent for a little bit. And then there it kind of went radio silent.
Was this a one-on-one
Wait.
situation, or were you all?
No, just one-on-one.
Okay.
Just a one-on-one date.
Wait. Y'all had a date. It
Mhm.
went great. And then radio silence.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll let her finish.
He looking at you. What happened?
So yeah, it went radio silence because that old thing tried to come back. So
Oh
yeah,
boy.
Ooh, the devil is busy, ain't he?
Like him?
he just keeps trying, you know.
I mean,
So yeah, at that time, yeah, that situation tried to peak back up. So I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. And like I said previously, that relationship was for a while. So you know, there was still attachment of
Yeah.
Feelings here. Right.
100%. So you know, it was put me in a state of confusion and like, oh, maybe this is the one for me. Maybe I should
Right,
go.
right.
And then just disregarding Mark and his feelings at that time. I'm sorry, but at that time, yeah. But yeah, that's the reason why I went radio silent. I didn't know how to tell him. I didn't know how to express that. Again, like I said, still trying to work through that of trying to figure out what I wanted. So yeah, that was why it went that
How
way.
long was the radio silence?
It was probably
what?
a little less than a year.
year. Yeah, a little less than maybe.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
wow.
you talking about radio?
Wow. So
I'm
silence,
thinking
silence.
like
I
a
thought
month.
like a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Radio.
So-
Yeah.
So,
Marcus-
so brother, you guys have this date. Everything goes well. It seems that it goes well, and you're on this radio silence for almost a year. What are you feeling, Doc? When
Right.
this is going on. What's running through your head, man?
I know you probably had Missy and Chelsea on the phone, like y'all
Right,
said.
right. You said
So
this was the one.
I honestly took the approach later. I kind of wiped my hands clean for a little bit. I was like, if it's meant to be,
saved.
Yeah.
if it's meant to be, you know, she'll come back around. So yeah, up until that, like it wasn't until a funny story happened. One of our council gatherings that we had, and a guest church from New York had came in. And you know, I'm up at the musician section. It's after church, you know, the after church let out. So she sees a young lady like smiling, grinning, and hugging me and stuff after church. And it'll make sense. But she sees me talking to a young lady. So you know, the night ends or whatever. Then I get back in the car, and then I get a text from her like, yeah, don't be having this girl all up in your face and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, so maybe there is something there.
Hold on.
But then
Keep
the
going.
curveball is it was one of my cousins that she didn't know.
Ah.
First of all, I got about 5 things.
Wow.
This was bold enough to be like, hold on.
Exactly.
Right.
I know I ain't talked to you in almost a year,
Wow.
but
But
keep
that
on
was, my,
girl out your face.
that was my way of shooting my shot at the time. Like, I kind of got bothered a little bit. I was like, oh, yeah.
Now, were you still thinking about the
other
old?
dude?
Say that again?
Were you still talking to the other dude?
No, not at that
Okay.
time. No.
Okay, but you hadn't gone back to Mark to say you want to talk to the other dude.
Mm-mm. So I was playing.
She wasn't checking for me.
I was playing hard to get. I was
Girl,
until she saw about to get away with my
yeah,
cousin.
that's what I was like.
right?
oh,
You just saw somebody else come and get your man. Now all of a sudden,
I know. My
I
eyes.
love it's the text though.
Yeah.
Let me catch somebody else in your face here.
You're right.
How you gonna threaten them? It ain't even,
Wow.
hey,
How you doing?
how you
I
Exactly.
know
doing?
it's been a minute since we talked, but
Your mama good? How your dad doing?
Yeah.
Straight to the point.
Wow.
Straight to the point.
Wow, wow,
I like
Yeah.
something you said though, Mark, because go back.
wow. I'm ready to
I'm ready.
Really? Will.
Readiness.
Will.
I hate you, Will. Unreadiness.
Wow.
I mean, definitely threatened him.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%. I can own that. I was like,
100%.
oh.
Don't mess with my man.
Yeah.
And then
To
what
the
I
cousin.
love is
Wow.
the checkmate. Sis, because I bet this was the text from Mark. Praise the Lord, sis. That was my dear cousin.
I said,
Praying all is well.
So,
How have you been?
Hey, Mark, so did the cousin know about all this?
I told her later. Yeah,
Okay.
we talked about it all together.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Wow.
Shout out to my cousin, Jessica Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You said something because we kind of glanced over, but it had been under a year, little under a year.
Mhm.
Mark, what were you doing for that year?
Mhm.
Being sweetly saved.
Mark said, "I'm doing me."
Not at the
Ed said
just
you was
being me.
fasting. India said you was praying and fasting.
Being sweetly saved.
I was
You-
praying
I-
on
I
Sundays. I don't know about the other days, but
I do like what you said though. You said something. You said that if it was meant to be, you kind of left it in the hands of God.
Mhm.
And I think that that's important, especially for men. He was on the altar. Ed, get off of this internet.
That is funny.
But you said something I think is important for men to know, especially when you're dating someone and then you're men of God and you believe God has told you this is the one or that's the person, because it adds to the credibility that the woman gives to you as the man. When he and I were dating, I think he told me he loved me, and I was like, that's nice. And that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
And I went right. Well, I didn't really go radio silent.
I was like you, brother. I knew what the Lord had told me.
there you go.
I just
But
waited.
his response to me
I
was,
just waited.
"I'll meet you at God." And I was like,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
at the time that wasn't powerful. That was a lie. I was like,
I already knew what the Lord had told me, So
That's it.
but I came back 6 months later, like,
There you go.
hey,
Boomerang.
so Aaron.
got him.
Right.
Yeah.
But what it did was, and I'm sure for Brittany, what it did was it adds to credibility
Mhm.
that you do really hear from God and you're willing to wait for what he has for you, not just in a wife, but in all things. It's easier for a woman to trust a man if
Yeah.
I know you're gonna wait
Right.
because
right.
you waited for me. And I look, unreadiness.
I'm
Readiness.
Questions?
Right.
Questions.
Right.
No, seriously, like it's something that you just know. You don't have to force it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if I could say anything to the single fellas, don't force it. Like even
Right.
if
Please
don't
I know
force
we're known as the pursuers, but just don't force it.
Right.
Don't go the overly simp route, doing all these crazy things to get someone's attention that may not just even be focused or
Right.
ready for you.
Right.
Just do what you can. Be, do your due
Be
diligence.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, be you.
Be you.
Be you, and that's why we love each other. We're just us.
Yeah.
I never had to feel like I had to alter,
Yes.
who I was to impress her to look cool or anything like that. I was already cool.
You already cool.
He was
But yeah,
already cool.
Yeah, that definitely speaks to my story too. I was able to be who I was. Like I said previously, I was able to be who I was fully. I didn't have to try to fit into somebody else's mold to try to be with them and, succumb to the things that they were doing and, to make them happy. He just allowed me to be who I was, the God-given gift that I am. So, yeah.
Awesome. We're going to pause for a second because we got a question in the chat
Okay.
from David. Minister David. Hey, David.
What's going on,
What
David?
are the crazy things not to do? Oh, I think this is in relation to your comment, Mark, about men don't do these crazy, outlandish things to try and impress somebody. This wasn't a crazy thing, but Mark, you tell me if it's along these lines.
Mhm.
When Chris and I were dating, we had not been dating but 2 months, and my birthday came. At the time, Coach was real big.
Mhm.
I've graduated now, but no shade to Coach. I love Coach.
Okay.
Okay. Graduated, but at the time, Coach was really big, and he bought me a Coach purse for my birthday. But I made him take it back because we had only been dating for a couple of months. In my opinion, it's inappropriate. This is a $300 bag. We're not like that. You know, we're not there. I wasn't there, right? So, Martha, are you talking about something like that where
Well, hold on. You gotta finish the whole story. Because
What?
what she didn't know, Mark, was that I went to the outlet, so I didn't pay the full price. So in my mind, I'm thinking
Don't
like,
gotta know.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
he should have just left me with the sentiment? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now,
You just
well,
pull that
since it was
pull
a
that little price.
it was $150 bag,
She knew that.
y'all would take it.
She knew
That's
that.
okay. I've graduated to Gucci and Louis Vuitton. So now,
There you go.
Yeah, outlet, Coach Outlet. There you go. There you
but
go.
do you mean something like that, like outlandish, like just
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
extra stuff? Because you gotta what you did to get her, you gotta do to keep her.
Maintain it.
Don't start nothing you don't want to continue. Man.
Yes.
And,
And the flip side goes with the women. Because
Yes.
don't be cooking him dinner 5 days a week and then y'all get married and then all of a sudden you don't want to cook.
You don't cut. You don't
Down
touch
the
your
window.
stove.
No, ta ta ta.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. Yes. Definitely.
yeah, so those kind of tangible things. But even just like if she says no, or if she is letting you know that she's not ready, just leave it at that.
Mhm.
Don't press. Like
Mhm.
some people are literally kind of like get stalkerish, and then at that point it's kind of no return. So just
Right.
be
right.
you, be patient, and just let it naturally happen. You won't have to force it.
Right.
Promise.
Mess around and have a restraining order at the council. You can't even come to the convention.
That part.
Exactly.
You stay on that side.
You
of the
gotta
convention
stay on
center,
that
I'm
side of the
on
building.
convention center.
Council ain't
You are
even
not
business.
allowed at the after hour service.
No.
Right.
Can't come to the mixer.
Stay in your room. Right.
All right, so now you two have grown. You guys are together. How long were you guys dating before you got married?
That was going on 4 years, or we were in our
Okay.
fourth.
In our fourth year.
In our fourth year. Yeah.
Okay, so in your 4th year, and then there's a proposal.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about that.
Come on, let's talk about that. What that look like?
So it was the 2017 National Convention actually,
Mhm.
in Nashville.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was
I
there.
was there. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we got there earlier in the week, like Saturday. That's when we was doing like Saturday to the following Sunday, doing the whole week. So yeah, we got there Saturday and we were kind of chilling, just doing, walking, looking at different areas, and that hotel is obviously huge.
Man, amazing.
Yeah.
We need
So
to go
I'm
back.
like sweating in my mind, thinking like, where am I gonna do this? Like I didn't go down like with an exact plan, so I was kind of winging it in my mind. So by like Monday, I'm like, okay, like this is where it's gonna be. I know what I'm gonna do. So shout out to her sister Chelsea again. We text our people. A lot of our Connecticut people was at that convention. Her parents were actually coming down on that Tuesday, so I wanted to do it Tuesday. So there was a spot that we were like, we got to take a picture there. We were talking about it like throughout the week, so I was kind of setting it up nice, like, yeah, we'll take a picture there. So that was gonna be the plan.
I think I know where you took it at, but go
Uh-huh.
ahead.
With the
Yeah.
stairs.
Uh-huh.
The stairs.
the stairs, the long stairs with
Yeah.
kind of like a cruise or something. But yeah, so we were like gonna get ready for church, and then we were gonna take pictures, and then we was gonna go to the vendors and get some food or something like that. So as we're walking there, we started to see like a whole bunch of our Connecticut people, family, friends. So I'm thinking like, man, she gonna know what's going on when we like get right in the room, because it was like all of our people in one section. She didn't catch on. So I'm like, okay, let's go take the picture. And then as we're walking, everybody's like walking behind us, like with their cameras and everything, phones. So as we get in front of the stairs, that's when I drop down on the knee, and
Aw.
And there it is.
boom, right
Oh,
there.
look at that. Brittany, you really didn't know.
Somebody did their research.
Somebody's good. That's good.
You know, here at the Love Story, we like to be very thorough.
Right.
I love it.
I
love
appreciate
it.
that.
I love it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's how it happened. That's how it came together.
Wow.
No fireworks or anything, but it was super special. And
Mhm.
That's how you know you saved. When you
Yeah,
get
he wanted-
engaged
he
at the
wanted the body
convention.
of Christ.
And the sweetly saved.
sweetly, sweet. I might have to mark sweetly.
That's right, India. He sweetly saved. That's how you know you saved. Where'd you get proposed to? At the
At the
convention.
Right.
convention.
And she,
And that's right, Tonia. I didn't have on heels. So at that time when we were walking to the area, Chelsea and Missy kept telling me, put on your heels, like walk, come on, throw them on. Didn't know what was going on.
Wow.
So when I heard everybody and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm crying. But in my head, I'm like, I don't have my heels on. Like I had sandals.
That would be something I would say.
I didn't have my heels on.
She
So
stopped the whole moment.
I
to
stopped
put
the
her heels
moment.
on.
I said, can I put on my heels? And he's like, go ahead.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Yes. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Great moment.
I love that all of your church family and your family got to be there. I mean, I know we're joking that it was at the convention, but that's still a precious moment.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
still a precious
Mhm.
moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna fast forward. We're gonna jump. You get engaged. How long did you guys stay engaged?
11 months.
Oh, okay. Okay. You guys had a big wedding?
Yes. I was
I
there.
would assume
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
You got engaged at the convention.
Yes, it
That's
was.
a good size.
It was about a little over 200 people. Yeah. So,
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Y'all had a good size wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
mhm.
Did you feed all them people? Because that was our issue.
Yeah. Yeah, we fed. We
So
fed.
the
all-
ceremony.
Tell people you listen. You got to live afterwards, man.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
But yeah, thankful for my parents. I'll just shout
Yeah,
them
shout
out.
out
They
to
helped
parents.
us tremendously with our wedding. So
Mhm.
I definitely appreciate my parents for that one.
Mhm.
I love that.
Mhm.
And then the parent. Oh, Tony,
Oh.
yes, you can watch on YouTube. Mark, did you talk to her parents first?
Of course. Of course.
I figured you did. I'm
Oh,
just
tell
trying to help the brothers.
Andrew, yeah, tell a story.
Of course.
Come on,
So,
tell us how that worked.
How did that
So
go?
we-
The
Even-
wedding was at the
we're gonna go.
convention.
We're gonna go back.
We're gonna school back a little bit.
Okay, go back.
It's gonna take long though. But yeah, so when we were in the council together and stuff like that, her father and I, we used to always go, hey bro, how you doing? Like talk. And he used to kind of literally like, oh, like you know my daughter? So I'm like, wait, is this man?
Oh, so dad was dropping hints. Huh?
Wait a minute.
Dad was
You had
dropping hints.
sister and dad?
And then your dad's a pastor, right?
He's a preacher. He's a minister.
He's an elder.
elder.
Okay.
Yeah, elder.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, he like we always had a good relationship. And then when we started dating, like I used to go to her parents' house like every Sunday for dinner and everything. So I felt like I was in already, but then I had the conversation with
Absolutely.
her father. We went out to breakfast and we talked, and it was official from there.
Even my mom was on board too.
Mhm.
Wow.
One council when we were, just friends and we realized that we liked each other. She gave Mark a ride down to, because his car was further down from the church where we were. And she gave him a ride and she pulled up and she said, all right, Mark. She said, Brittany, this look like a single man car. And I'm like,
I
okay.
love your family. These are my people.
Yeah. She said,
I love this look like a single man. Mama, daddy, and the sister.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
all of them. So they were all on board. They all loved Mark. So
Like I said, I felt
See,
a part
that's
of-
what happened. Men, if y'all haven't learned anything, stay with the Lord.
Yeah.
If you stay with the Lord, he will give you favor. Mark didn't have to do nothing.
Favorite
Nothing.
and mom.
He had favor. All he had
And
to
the
do was
sisters.
look, send a text and say,
Right.
hey, bring him and everything. Just
yep,
praise the
Yeah.
Lord, sis. That's all he said.
that's
And
all.
Mark, how was your parents with her?
Yeah, my mom loved her. My dad super easygoing, so I knew that was no. But yeah, my mom, she has a stronger personality, but she loved Brit. She
We love you. We love you,
I
Mama.
love you.
I was like, the way
So-
that's something Caleb would say about me. I love my mom. She has
It's
a
the
strong
moms.
personality. I'm reading between all of those lines.
Right.
Yeah, my mom,
That means I'm like your mama.
My mom's always known for being stern and whatnot, and being outspoken. But she loved Brit. Like she actually sent me a picture of Brit when they were at an event that I wasn't at, saying like, "Oh, look how pretty she looks." So the parents
The parents.
God was in it before we knew it. God was in it. So
Mark, you had been praying. I mean, you found favor with God before. This will say something about y'all down here. Get in this Facebook land and get sweetly saved like Mark. And then you could have a person.
There was a
Person
question
is
that
out.
said, what does a single man's car look like?
that was
Assuming
that was
a,
my
Two-door,
a Nissan.
two-door
or-
sports car. That's
It was-
It was a coupe. It was a
There you go, 2-door. There you go.
It was the Eclipse, a 2-door.
Okay.
I was gonna say a Nissan or that doggone Mitsubishi Eclipse.
It was the Eclipse.
Yep.
That was my dad's old car. Yep.
My dad had an Eclipse too. He wasn't single. How about that? That's another story. He ain't saying. This is another story.
We don't got
All right, so that-
we're gonna fast forward. We're gonna fast forward. So the wedding was beautiful. We know a lot of people came. Where did you all go on your honeymoon? Let's talk about the honeymoon.
Yeah, we took a cruise to the Bahamas. So that was we
Royal
stayed,
Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean. We stayed in Miami for a night, and then we got on the cruise the next day. Took a cruise and everything. It was beautiful. Loved it.
Great.
Yeah, it was really great. But at the end of it, we thought the devil was trying to get us when we landed. Oh yeah.
What happened?
Uh-oh.
So as soon as we land back in Connecticut from our honeymoon, Mark all of a sudden says, and I'm like, what happened? What's going on? He's like, where are our keys? Our keys to the car, our keys to our home was all left on
It's
that
on the
boat.
cruise.
No.
Wow.
That's how we started.
That's how we started. I was like, oh,
Now Mark done lost the keys to the kingdom. He did. You did marry. You done done all this work to get her. Now you got her and ain't got nowhere to take her.
Had the Uber home. It was
Uber home.
shout out to Uber.
Had to
It
call
was
out people to open the door for our apartment at the time. It was just a lot.
bad start.
Yeah, it didn't feel good at the
We
beginning.
had to get replacement keys the next day.
$300 for a fob.
And you know them fob keys is not cheap.
Yeah.
You got to
But
get-
that's what we love to tell people. You get married, you had a honeymoon, but life is waiting for you when you
Oh.
do.
Knocking at your door.
Might be
Life
like-
doesn't wait.
Mhm.
So now y'all got married, you've had your honeymoon, you've got new keys.
Yes.
You all were at two different churches. Where do y'all go to church now that you're married?
So actually, before
Did you go to his church?
I actually ended up going to her church.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
talk about that.
This was like a year into dating. I decided to make that transition. It was something that I just kind of needed for myself. My last church, it was predominantly, I was with my family a lot, and I just kind of needed to, in order to hold myself accountable and to kind of have like a completely different change, I needed to go elsewhere. So her church was on fire. Like, it was just like, you know, I've always went to visit and, you know, popped in here and there. And I felt like God led me there specifically. It just matched on so many different levels. Like musically, there was a void. It was just certain things that like all
Mm.
in
Okay.
it, like, yeah, it just made sense. It just made
Now, with the traditional church,
sense.
we know that the woman is supposed to leave her
Mhm.
church and go to the man's church. Did any of the senior seasoned saints or mothers give you a hard time about your decision to leave your church and go to your wife's church?
Not necessarily the saints, but more so, I'll say even my dad, my parents. Yeah,
Oh.
like my parents were divorced, so my dad, I was still at the church that my dad attended.
Mhm.
So I felt like it was more so of like the family not wanting me to go, but it was never anything to an extent of like bad blood or anything like.
Oh no, I get that. It's
Yeah.
just
It was
the
just more
family.
so like, you know, we don't
the
want you, I
void.
don't understand, you know, you don't have to do it this way, but
Mhm.
it was just like I had to go. That was kind of like my growing up moment of doing what I had to do as a man.
Yeah, I get that. You since we're talking about traditional families,
Mhm.
you guys are now married and you gone to now you go to the church, but you did it like you said differently than what is taught.
Right.
What was your idea of marriage? What did you all think marriage was, or what had you seen, and what you see impact what you desired?
Oh yeah, I would definitely say for me, yeah, what I saw definitely impacted what I would want in a husband and a man in our marriage. I definitely would say that in my household with my family, my parents, and how they did things, I brought that over into our marriage as well, which I will say that's not always a good thing.
Right.
You definitely have to build on your own when
Yeah.
you come together. their story is what I saw. I don't know what went on behind closed doors. I don't
Right.
know the trials and tribulations they went through. So, bringing that into my marriage was something that we definitely, struggled with in the beginning. Because I'm like, oh no, it's supposed to be this way. This is what I saw. Daddy did this, mommy did this, and this is what it was supposed to be. So yeah, that was a struggle in our marriage in the beginning, but working that out. But I would definitely say build when you get together and when you marry one another, definitely build on what you guys have and not
Absolutely.
somebody else.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you, Mark?
And then on my end, coming from a now broken family, my parents, they were together for 15 years and then got divorced. So I witnessed the good side of marriage, and then I also witnessed the split. So I honestly don't really realize the effects of it until I got around her family. I got around what you would consider an ideal family that's still together. And then even to this day, there's certain things that you don't realize that stick out, far as even me being too cautious about certain things and not wanting things to go down, because like I saw how that went down before and I'll do whatever it takes. So with her not experiencing that, she might look at me crazy, like, relax. Like, but I'm like, no, like, you don't know. Like, I've seen the other end of it. So it kind of puts like a panic in me sometimes to not have things go that direction. So I saw both sides, and I try to just make sure that we create and maintain our own story, and just kind of learn from both experiences, really, to put it together.
Right.
Good.
That's beautiful.
Understanding that, did you guys discuss that in premarital counseling, or is that something that you learned after?
We discussed that in premarital counseling. So
Good.
yes, we did that, and those things definitely came up. And we try to, but it's different when you discuss it and then you're actually living in it.
Yes.
So when you're with the experience, when it actually happens, that's a whole different story. All the tools that you thought you had, it's just like, whoa, goes out the window. But,
for the single people that are out there, can you speak to how important premarital counseling is for those that are single or engaged or whatever the case may be?
Mm-hmm. I definitely promote premarital counseling. I think it's important. I think during the dating phase, you don't get all that you need to know, I would say.
No.
Right.
There's things that you need to dive in deeper about. Not the surface stuff, diving deep about all your background, your finances, sexual stuff, like all of that. Like
that
you
part.
need to know. So I definitely feel that that is definitely important to go through before, jumping the broom and going down that aisle. So.
Yeah. And even like, I'm an advocate for, not only just your spiritual counseling, but also like, if you do need to go to a therapist or something like that, because everyone has different traumas.
Yes.
And it's gonna magnify that much more when you get married.
Amen.
So yeah, it's good to have that conversation with your leader. They ask you questions that you wouldn't normally think of, or they kind of, apply the biblical structure to things as well to, and see how it relates, and certain things to think of that you just normally wouldn't. Yeah.
Right.
I'm glad you touched on the outside counseling too. Sometimes it can be covered in spiritual counseling if you have someone that's, well versed or knowledgeable in the area. But you're absolutely right. When you're married, things come up that you don't know. One of our things, I think, and it happens so often in our community, unfortunately, I was sexually assaulted as a teenager and as a child. So, when you get married, he now has to deal with those ramifications that would never have come up outside of a marriage, right? You don't know until that. And so how do you deal with that? How do you navigate it, right? I have to navigate it, but he also has to navigate. And so you have to do that together. And there's just so much you have to know and be willing to learn. Not every day is roses. Marriage is work.
A lot.
It is a full-time job.
Yes, daily work.
Overtime.
Overtime.
There you go.
Yes. Yes.
Man, we've had so much fun talking to y'all. We're going to lighten it up a little bit. I know he wants to do his quick hits.
We're going to do some quick hits real quick.
Okay.
All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
All right. Who takes the longest showers?
I would say me. Yep.
What is your favorite television shows?
Married at First Sight. Love
Yeah!
Yay!
We are
On this
big.
week, next Tuesday.
I have no
Oh, no,
shame in
tomorrow.
my-
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I watch others.
Yeah, Love is Blind. Married at
Girl,
First
did y'all? I'm just now on 3rd episode. Okay, we have to talk. We have to talk.
Listen, that's
Oh.
a show.
We'll join y'all. We'll add y'all to our watch parties.
Okay, definitely.
How many dates did you guys go on before you kissed for the first time?
Well, Mark was saved, so they didn't kiss until they got married.
How many dates?
I kissed and I was
Mark said, "You can kiss and be saved."
you can kiss and be saved. Just make sure it stops at a certain point.
There you go.
There it is. How many dates before we kissed?
I tell you,
I don't know how many dates.
a couple.
Yeah, man.
Because
we didn't kiss until.
that was your birthday.
Oh, okay, all right, Joe.
Yeah.
Not too
Ooh, she'd
much.
have had a flashback. Look.
Yeah, it
Really,
was-
eyes. Melissa said 1.
All right, Missy.
Missy said, "I got that text." It was
Right, right.
All right, Brittany, what's the best present so
He only
far?
kissed her in the spirit. I hate being.
What is the best present that Mark has gotten you thus far? And Mark, what is the best present that Brittany has gotten you?
Well, they have a little girl, so that's his best.
That's
Ah,
that's good. That's good.
That was a good save.
Yeah, I know, right? The best present he's gotten me. I would say right now, I would say it would be my content creator kind of
mhm.
setup. Because I think that speaks to what he sees in me.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that speaks to what he knows I'm capable of doing
Okay.
in the future. So I would say that's the best one.
I love it. Okay, aside from the baby, go ahead.
How do I choose? Yeah, like she gets me stuff for like music too. So like she's gotten my bass case, she got me an MPC. I can't choose one. I don't know. This
That's a
bracelet,
good say.
gold bracelet, I wear it every day.
Every day.
Oh,
So I would
nice.
say this is
Okay.
probably my favorite. But
Yeah,
yeah,
he
it's
wears
probably my
it.
favorite. I wear this all the time.
Yes.
I love it.
Mhm.
All right. Last question. If someone were to play you in a movie, which celebrity would it be and why?
Hmm.
Somebody were to play you in a movie, which celebrity would it be and why?
Mm.
I'm saying Sanaa Lathan and Omar Epps. That's what I'm seeing.
You know what? I see it too.
I'm saying. I'm
I was thinking
prophetic.
I
Sanaa.
see it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
The nice
Makai Pfeiffer, Omar Epps.
Sanaa Lathan. Okay.
Sanaa Lathan. See,
Yeah.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
Not the power Omar though, right? The older.
No,
the
no,
basketball? Okay.
no.
The love and
Yeah.
basketball. Yeah.
Hey, we talking about higher learning.
Higher learning,
Higher
Omar.
learning, Omar.
Love and basketball.
Love and basketball,
Yeah.
Omar. There you go.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Sanaa Lathan, yeah, she has to do
It's
it.
definitely giving love and basketball. See,
Yeah,
I
there
told
you go.
y'all,
There
I'm
you
in the
go.
spirit.
You
Look at everybody.
tapped in.
Tapped in. Tapped in.
Right.
All right, y'all. We've had so much fun.
Yeah, this has been
You guys
awesome.
have a little girl.
Mm-hmm. Layla. Shout out to Layla.
Ben, okay. Okay, Ben. All right. You have a little girl, Miss Layla.
Yes.
A little bit about her. How old is she?
She's 2 going on 3. She'd be 3 in November 6th. So yeah.
Oh, I love it ministry. I can't.
Love it.
Okay.
I love it.
We gotta reach out to
Before
Bravo.
we let right. Married at communion.
There you
That's
go.
what it needs to be.
Married at the convention.
Married at
There you go.
That's good.
All right. Before we let y'all go, tell us a little bit about how your marriage has changed since you now have become parents.
Mhm.
Definitely. I said one aspect that has changed. We have to be more we had to be more intentional about making time for one another. And we learned that tremendously after having Layla. So that's something I would say we're much more thoughtful every month we're like, all right, put this on the calendar. We have to reconnect. We have to be with one another. So I would say that has changed drastically. Yeah. Being more of that. Yes.
Yeah, we had to before we were able to just up and go and just okay, let's go here, or you can go with me to this gig and this service and all of that. So yeah, it definitely like time. We had to plan everything out. I just had to figure out that balance. The balance, even before her, there's still like a balance of my wife, my friends, my wife, my family.
Mm-hmm.
So when you add a child and then also factor in, okay, my wife's with my child, I can't just have her at home, or like they're not all gonna be able to come with me to this service. So it's just kind of like communicating ahead of time on, intentions of, would you like to do this? Would you like to not do this? Communication.
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
much bigger.
Yes. And it's gotten better.
Yeah.
And it's definitely
Much
gotten better. Yeah. So since we had her, I feel like we communicate that much better now. So
good.
Yeah. So that's what I would say.
She's almost 3, so we're getting it. At first it was rough.
It was rough.
It was rough, but we're getting there.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's ongoing.
Are you under some impression that it gets easier? As
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was gonna say no.
Yeah, no, it doesn't get easier. I know that, but I just know at the beginning
That
it was
transition.
harder. Yeah, the transition was definitely a lot.
Yeah, when you transition.
A lot more than you would expect,
Right.
or people would see from the outside. kind of
Right.
thing.
Right.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys want any more? Or you want it done?
We want more.
Mhm.
Maybe one more. We're talking about
Well,
one
if
more.
you want an 18 or 15-year-old, I'm
Listen.
willing to loan you.
Listen, we'll fly him out there.
You know,
Connecticut,
whoa.
here he comes.
Today's generation is different, so I don't know.
Oh, tell us about it.
Oh, hey, Brenda said.
Brendan said
Brenda,
your
our
baby
baby said. Oh, Lord.
Brendan, you come babysit my 15-year-old. Both of y'all need to be on meds. Okay.
Right,
No,
See these proms now.
we love Brendan.
Yeah, the proms are crazy now.
Yeah, they-
Oh, tell her. Yeah, we sent one to prom last year.
3 years in a row.
He went to prom 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
But we sent him to his prom, and yeah, I did it up.
Yeah.
See,
It cost, yeah.
it's gonna cost.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
cost.
It cost you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
another 2-year-old. Y'all
Yeah.
can borrow. That's true. All right, we have loved talking to y'all for real.
Yeah.
Y'all quickly
Yes.
became family for us. This is
Yes,
dope.
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Before we let y'all go, what would y'all say to the people in the comments? Anybody in the comments got a quick question you want to type in the chat? You can do that as well. But while we're waiting, we want to hear from you two. What would you all say to the people? Shout out to the president who's in the comments as well,
President.
and his wife, Lady Tara, and Pastor Kyra.
Brother,
Whoop, whoop.
Pastor Kyra.
Blessings.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. What would y'all like to say to the people in the comments, whether it's about dating or marriage, parenthood? Y'all got any questions? I'll be
Right.
at this
I-
point, Brendan, you can claim them because it ain't helping us none at this point.
Right.
What would y'all like to say, or what would y'all like to comment on or ask or whatever? This floor is yours.
I just say what's meant to be will be, honestly.
That's good.
The dating world is that much
Bananas.
worse.
It's crazy. Today.
From what I see now. I'm praying for y'all singles. I am
Mhm.
praying because it is different, especially for my fellas. It is the audacity. But yes, but
Hold on. I'm gonna stick up for the sisters.
It's
The
rough.
scarcity.
it's rough.
The scarcity.
The 1 in a million.
But I got you. I got you.
agree.
I got you.
It's just whatever God has for you will be. There's no reason to force anything. There's no, it might look slow. It might look like it's not gonna happen, but if it's meant to be, God has somebody waiting for you. There's nothing that you just have to make sure that you prepare yourself before that time comes. So
Right.
be a husband before you're a husband. Be a wife before you're a wife. Like, take that preparation beforehand. Like, there's no reason to go out into that world and say, oh, I'm not doing this until I get married, in the sense of quality wise. Like, you have to make sure that you have something to pour into somebody else.
Yes.
If your cup is empty, you can't give anything to anybody else. So
Amen.
make sure you
Yeah.
do that self work And yeah, even when you do come together, live your truth, be who you are as a couple. Don't look at other couples and be like, oh, their couple goals, and like, no, like, you don't know what everyone's going through. You only see what they show you on social media. So just be yourself, and take your story. Everyone's story, everyone has their own chapter, everyone has their own book, and just be ready.
I'm going to piggyback off of what you said. This isn't a competition. Like you said, everybody has their own story. Now you see everybody posting this and this to please other people, to put out this story and narrative to other people, but you don't know what people are going through behind closed doors. So work on yourself, work on your family, focus on your family and your family only in your house.
That
So
part.
your family only, and watch God work.
Watch God work.
And keep him at the center of it all. So, and watch God work. That's what I was saying.
That's what's up. I think I saw a question. If you all could put that question back up real quick.
I didn't.
I saw somebody ask a question.
We can ask the question. I do have
There it
a
is.
disclaimer. My 15-year-old texted me and said he is not 15. He is correct. He is 6.
He just turned 16.
He just turned 16. We
Yeah.
tried
He had
to
to correct you.
He had to correct. All right. Titi said, how to make marriage intentional with doing new things when married for a while. Well, we've been married 19 years.
Yeah.
We do new stuff all the time.
Yeah.
That's
So
You just continue.
You just-
continue to date.
Yeah, that's key.
What I've noticed, especially with my wife, we, like she said, we've been together 19 years, and I know that I've realized that, within the 19 years, things change. Our likes change, our habits change. We change as individuals. Certain things that I liked 19 years ago, I may not like no more. And so we're continually learning each other, and you only learn each other by conversation, relationship, dating. You're getting to know each other over and over and over again, because again, things change. So I would say to be intentional with your dating, with your communication, with your spouse. That would be my 2 cents.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're 6 years in, so you guys are the vets.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, listen, y'all.
no, y'all might have something.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like you said, just continue to date. It's easy to get complacent and just continue to do the same thing over and over. So try new things, go a new place, go to a new restaurant. It doesn't have to be anything crazy extravagant, do a picnic, do something you just haven't done before.
Right.
Keep it fresh.
Right. Like we like to go to different states. So we just came back from Miami just for a weekend, 2 nights.
Okay, we got to go to Miami.
We've
never been to
only
Miami
flown
before.
through. No,
We've been to Florida, but not Miami.
Yeah.
Miami's cool.
It's really nice. So yeah, like little things like that. That's what we love to do.
Travel.
New restaurant.
And we can listen, sometimes you don't have the money. We've learned that in 19 years.
Yeah.
You can still, he didn't like Big Brother. We like reality shows, competition shows. And so sometimes we date at home. Now our 16-year-old likes to watch them with us now that our oldest is away at college. And so now it turns into family time. So you can find little things, but you do have to constantly get to know your spouse. Sometimes you go to sleep with one person, wake up with a different one. I'm telling you.
It happens.
It happens. Lady Tara says, Mark, this is probably for you. Well, probably for you too. Do you think church musicians get a bad rap for being players? I don't know if it's a bad rap as much as it is true. Mark already won in a million.
Yeah, I'll have to.
But go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
I would say yeah, we do. Of course, I feel like it's been a generational reputation. I would just say everyone's not the same. Everyone's not the same. Musicians get a bad rap, but I mean, me being in depth and being in so many different circles, I see a lot of stuff that's has nothing to do with musicians. And it's placed the power in the church. So it's like, no, just look at the musician section. But yeah, we do get a bad rap, but I just feel like you have to give people the benefit of doubt. When you date, you just get to know the person. You see red flags, don't ignore the red flags. When they show you who they are, that's who they are.
Believe them.
Believe them.
Believe them.
Yes.
And I think too, they do get a bad rap just purely off of the scarcity of men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, you know, these numbers out here they not in the ladies' favor. So, but
Yeah.
they are in the men's favor. And so, to your point, Mark, if you get someone who's enjoying that attention,
Yeah.
then yeah, it doesn't matter if they play the drums, the
Yeah.
trumpet, the organ, whatever.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
Really an attraction, especially as it relates to musicians. And so to my musician brothers and sisters, you have to be careful with that because a lot of people are attracted to your playing
Your skill.
versus not being attracted to your anointing.
That's
So
true.
there's a
right.
big difference between being attracted to, like she said, the skill versus being attracted to my anointing. And so a lot of people do, you do see like these, unfortunately, you know, girls flocking to the musicians or whatever the
Yes.
case may be.
Mhm.
Musicians are popular. I want to be
Mhm.
in that crowd. I want to be with that group. I want to be,
Mhm.
you know, in that group or that category with the
Right.
musicians. And so that's why I say you have to be careful. Are they attracted to me? Or are they attracted to what I do? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I do think they get a bad rap. Sometimes, you know, not
Yeah.
all of them.
Because gifts and callings come without repentance.
That part.
Yeah.
You get a good drummer and get a booger at home. So
Listen.
then you cutting the drum heads off and
Turn
spinning the
man.
cymbals up.
Right.
Pulling the snares
All right.
up.
But no,
Oh, man.
hiding his drum keys.
Right.
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 All right. Man, this has been an amazing time talking to y'all. We really enjoy getting
Thank
to
you,
know
guys.
y'all. We hope y'all have fun. Listen, for those of you in the comments, we hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being with us. Please don't forget to like and share.
Again, shout out to
Yes.
our president,
Woot,
Elder
woot.
Pastor, brother Kyron Shorter, for allowing us to even be on
Yes.
this platform. We appreciate you, bro. And thanks
Thank
again,
you.
man, for all that you do.
So we thank
Thank
y'all
you.
for tuning in for this episode of
The
Love
Love Story.
Story.
We'll see you in 2
2 weeks.